This is pretty compact. It's my workshop and my recording studio. Here we got all kinds of stuff in here. Humbucker pickups. Well, I've got some new stuff here. I've got some stuff on Amazon. And first of all, is for my microphone. I'll put it in there now. Here's the microphone stand that I bought at Salvation Army. It's probably a pretty cheap one, but it works good. Seems to work. I can push it out of the way when I'm not going to use it. First part of this, I forgot to put my microphone on. You can probably hear it, but you'll tell a difference now that I've got my wireless mic on. This is what I bought off of Amazon. It's a microphone spit shield, or I forget what they call them right at the moment. It should hook up right about here. Well, I got the pop filter mounted. That goes right in front of the microphone. It helps so it doesn't pop. Some people, when they talk, probably me, will make a popping sound, and this will eliminate that. And it'll work also on this microphone that I bought on the internet years ago. I might try this one here again. I haven't tried it for a while. It's the microphone I'm using. It's an Electro Voice RE15. It's a fairly expensive microphone. I got a fairly cheap, real cheap actually. So it's worth, I don't know, between probably $200 and $400. And I've got the Electro Voice RE16, and the other one's a 15. Between the two, I kind of like this one better. This one may be more for instruments. So I got the pop filter on. This is pretty compact. It's my workshop and my recording studio. The other thing I got was my old looper I had. It was a Donner. I don't know if I put the wrong power plug into it or what, but it didn't seem to want to work anymore. I took it apart, and there wasn't much other than just a circuitry, and I didn't want to get into it. I don't know if I got rid of it or what, but I got this looper M00776. I'm sure it's made in China. It doesn't say, oh yeah, made in China, of course. It's a LEKATO Electra with USB cable. And this is what it looks like. It's like $40 some, 45. I've got budget, which is probably zero at this point, for my recording studio and tools and stuff. It's a looper. Press it, record. Press it again, it'll record another one, and I forget the instructions say, but it's a fairly nice one. Yeah, the instructions are in the house, I'm sure. You just loop different guitar tracks or vocals or whatever on it, but it's going to be a multi-track on one track, so I don't know if I'll be using it for all that. This is usually just to sit around and play with. It's kind of fun. This is the power supply for it. So I'm going to start using this a little bit. Now it's still winter time. I do out in the shed is like just cleaning stuff up and getting ready for this spring, summer, fall projects. Still have some stuff outside to do in the house, finish painting and that kind of stuff. This is the USB-C connector, which everything is going into now. Great invention when they took the USB, the small connector plug and receptacle, and made them more rectangle instead of, all that weird stuff. It's so much easier, and you don't ruin them as quickly. I'm sure it was a big complaint. The other thing I got, and I think the last thing, 250K pots. I've got a lot of power potentiometers from a guitar. I've got a lot of the 500K, and the guitar is going to have, let me get it here, in case none of you have seen my other videos on the red guitar. It's going to have a humbucker in the bridge, humbucker in the middle, and then lipstick neck pickup. Usually humbucker, single coil, but I'm going to kind of shake it up a little bit here and try it all at one volume. And then I'm going to do a 250K pot on the tone for lipstick and the middle humbucker. And then I'm going to get one of my 500K potentiometers pot for the bridge pickup to control the tone on that. So these two will be on a 250K tone pot, and this will be on a 500K tone pot, and then it'll all go through 250K volume switch. Before I get it all put together and done, I might check between a 250 and a 500 on the volume to see if that makes any difference. I don't know what it's going to sound like. It might sound like crap. That's okay. It's been a nice little project and drug on forever. Well, I think what I'm going to do now is put this sack away, and I'm going to put the top pot in, which will be the volume, and then I'll put the middle pot in, which will be a 250K for the lipstick neck pickup and middle humbucker pickup, and then I'll get a 500 for the tone on the bottom one. I got these. I've got to put a meter on them. Another thing they sent me was the different washers and nuts, but also they sent me 2 packs of those. What's this here? Okay, I don't need that. Each one of these little packets with the nuts and washers, they put in a guitar pick. It's got their website on it, but it's I like these kind of stiffer ones. Put that up with that. So what I'm going to do now is take my meter. I've had this thing probably for almost 40 years, and I want to check the ohms on these pots. Okay, so what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to test it. There's 0. 246 there. That was outside one. Looks like a pretty responsive 245. So I'm going to mark these. 246. 233. They're going down. They're not 250. 233. I went through all 4 pots. The ranges are, instead of 250K, it's 233K, 237K instead of 250K. Then I have 246K, which is not 250K, and I have a 253K. So what I think I'm going to do is use the 246 for the volume and a 253 for the neck single coil and humbucker middle pickup. That'll be the tone for them. Well, I might do the other way around. I might do 253 for volume and the 246 for the single coil and neck and the humbucker in the middle. So now I need a 500K for the bottom humbucker, bridge humbucker. Oh, yep, another pick. So you get a pick per every 2 pots. So I got to put those 2 in. Let's see if I got in my little container here. Here's the wiring diagram, wiring, soldering stuff, tuners for that red guitar, some screws and springs for the red guitar, and the old input jack. And here's the nut for it. I think it's going to work. I hope, if I can get it out of here. Here it is, because the other one came off or something, and I think I've fitted it, but I'll try it before I glue it for sure. So all that can go in here. I'm going to get my guitar toolbox. Oops. Here we got all kinds of stuff in here. Humbucker pickups, my winder, but I think I have, yeah, here's my pots. Here's another pickup I have. It's just a Telecaster bridge pickup. I might incorporate that in a guitar here one of these days. Also have 5-way switch for red guitar. I thought I had it in here. Must have taken that out. Let's just see what I got here. Okay, it's not in there. So I did put it in here. Here's a little miniature switch. I had to do some switching on this red guitar between pickups and tone controls. I'll figure that out someday. I've got another one of my jacks. Move this over here. Put this in here. Got all kinds of little goodies in here. Another switch. Capacitors. Try to get those all together. I don't know where the rest of those capacitors. Oh, there's another one. I got them years ago for a guitar, and now I might just finally be able to use them. See if I can figure out a way to make them work. I might even try to hook up one of these little microphones and see what. We'll leave that out here. Screws and pins for acoustic guitar strings. 1, 2. This is a 3-way switch that I don't need at the moment. Let's see if I can get all that back in there without breaking something. There, we got that in there. Guitar strings, new ones. Well, these are used strings. And here's all my knobs and stuff I'll be using. Most of them are for the kind of pots that I have. And those I might have to start fitting too. So those out, strings in, this in, this back onto here. Yeah, these I need for a little bit. Okay. I think I'm going to just put this in here. Well, I found a 256K potentiometer, but it's got kind of a step. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or whatever. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's kind of a step potentiometer. It's not just a smooth. I think linear is smooth, and I don't know. But I'm going to use this for the volume. And then this other one, the 253, I'm going to not use on this guitar. Oh, this is different, isn't it? This has got a different type of a... Well, that wasn't a good plan. This 250K, which is actually 256K, it's got the wrong shaft on it to work with these, because these have the splined and this just has a smooth one. So I'm going to have to use these, the ones I just got, the 250K. As far as the 500K, okay, right here. Here's a 511K, and I have to check out the wiring, how I want to do this. So I'm going to take the 511, use that. We'll make sure the shaft is good. Yep. And I noticed that I'm going to use these knobs. They go with those pickups. Or maybe I'll go with the 480 for the bottom humbucker. So I got the volume little insert. It says volume on the pot knob. Say that 20 times real fast. So I got the volume little insert. It says volume on the pot knob. I have my 3 potentiometers I need. Make sure I have everything I need. Try to get these all exactly the same. So I decided to use the 246 for the bottom humbucker for tone, the 253K for the volume, which goes to the top, like that, and then the 496K pot for the bottom humbucker, bridge humbucker tone. The rest of these can go bye-bye. I don't know if I need these capacitors or not, but I'll check all that out before I put anything on here permanent. Okay, music's off. Okay, I've got my volume tone for top neck pickup, single coil, and humbucker middle position here. And for the bottom one, it's tone for the bridge pickup. So that's all set up. Now the next thing, before I wire that in, I need to figure out a place to put the 5-way switch. That'll be my next operation. Well, I discovered that the 5-way switch will probably work best in here. And I'm thinking to do that, that's going to be about right in this area here. I'll get it into the pick guard, the 5-way switch installed in the pick guard, and I'll know if I have to cutting out of here or up here. But it shouldn't be much, shouldn't take much to do that. I have to wire that too. Kind of a nice little guitar, but they're really not. I think I paid $65 for that. It was a single humbucker. So my next feat is to put this into here. That'll work. I'll work on that next time. Other than that, I think I got everything pretty much ready to go for it.
That's all, folks.
All right, let's get this picture started.